Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. We are back with Invincible, Season 3, Episodes 1 through 3. Oh my God. This is how you start a season. Hello. Let me just say, the first 3 episodes of Season 3, infinitely better than that of Season 2. Outclassed, doesn't even come close. The thing that bothered me with Season 2, especially the first 3 episodes, we're only going to focus on the first 3 episodes, is the fact that it was so disjointed and disconnected from the jump. You had your big baddie in Angstrom Levy, and after the first episode, which was primarily dedicated to building him up and his motivations, you tossed him like a bad habit, and you didn't touch on him unless it was a post-credit scene. And I'm like, dude, this is supposed to be our main guy. So I felt like they were all over the place. They didn't really know what they wanted to do. Season 3 felt like a return to form from Season 1. They knew exactly what they wanted to do from the beginning to the end of each episode. If the storyline didn't lead into another, things that happened were built on within the next episode and the next one, and it felt so seamless, and it made it that much more enjoyable. And just being able to explore these characters and their interpersonal relationships and their development after the fallout of Season 2 is so nice to watch. Just the fact that Eve is taking part-time classes in college for architecture based off of what happened last season with the playground and like the structural damage with that. Like, that's the stuff I like to see. the callback and the follow-up, because it stuck with her so, I guess, badly. It stuck with her so much that she literally went to go take classes so that she can have a deeper understanding of her powers and what they mean and how they contribute to, what she does in her everyday life. Just things like that are great. I know I'm not going to be able to get my full thoughts out. I'm going to try to keep this short and simple because this is my initial reaction. I'm just going to try and roll off the dome. I know I'm going to have to do in-depth reviews because so much happened. With these first 3 episodes, I felt like there was an inciting incident, which kind of... Right, hello. So the rest of what I initially recorded, which is like 10 minutes of footage, is unusable. The audio is completely jacked. I tried to use a new camera app. I don't know what happened, but yeah, it's all gone. So that kind of sucks. But we're gonna trudge along, and my initial excitement may not be here, but please know I really did enjoy these first 3 episodes, and maybe it'll come back as we talk about things again. So I feel like the first 3 episodes, or within the first 3 episodes, the inciting incident really helped to kickstart a lot of the conversations that are had over the next 2 episodes. The debate, the overarching theme, I really appreciate that because it gives us a chance to focus on our core characters. I feel like not having the focus on a central baddie really benefited them, because trying to do that and dispelling their motivations, we saw how that worked out. It did not. So for me, I think it all kick-started when Mark and Rex went to go stop the guys from stealing the Declaration of Independence, and then Kate's brother gets involved, beating Rex, thinking, Kate is dead. Then Kate comes back, and it just introduces a whole lot of tension, a whole lot of questions, and a whole lot of conversation. But it really, really comes to a head later in the first episode when Doc Seismic comes back, kidnaps all the heroes. They think they're done for, and then Cecil sends out the last resort, which is a bunch of D.A. Sinclair robots, reanimated corpses, plus Darkwing. Mark is pissed. Mark is pissed, understandably, especially with the D.A. Sinclair robots. And him and Cecil go at it to the point where the Guardians of the Globe inadvertently get involved. And so half of them kind of stand up for Mark, and then those half end up leaving. And this was my favorite moment of all 3 episodes. Episode 2 is my favorite. This moment where Rex, Shrinking Ray, Monster Girl, Robot Man, when they all decide to leave, while some of their motivations differ, most of them chose themselves and their individuality, because I think it was just a lot bigger than what was going on with Mark and Cecil. It was just the catalyst, because it didn't really click again until the conversation with Rex and Shrinking Ray happened, which I love their budding romance, crush, I don't know, but I like it. But anyways, that conversation really reminded me that a lot of these kids were indoctrinated into this life of being a superhero and putting others before themselves since they were kids. You know, like Rex was sold to a scientist and he was a lab rat, and Shrinking Ray's parents threw her into being a superhero when they found out about her powers. And so there was no time for them to really figure out who they are, explore themselves and their powers, and just do things the way they would want. Which is why I think they so easily fell in line with Cecil, just because of all that stuff that happened in their childhood. So I think this moment was a defining moment, definitely for Rex, Shrinking Ray, Monster Girl. Robot Man's a little different, but you know, he always has something under his sleeve, so it's fine. Kate, oh my god. Kate was infuriating. Like, she was such an asshole. Oh my god, she was such an asshole. I'll touch on that later when I do my in-depth review. Let's move forward. Mark and Eve. Look, I'm just happy they're together. Like, you know, when they kissed, a lot of my pacing issues went out the window, because what do you want me to do? Like, you literally made my dream come true. What do you want? You kiss. Like, they kiss. They kiss. I had pacing issues though. I was not expecting this to happen until maybe episode 4 or 5, maybe even 6. But episode 2, like, that was crazy. I will say the conversations that they had leading up to them kind of confessing their feelings for one another and agreeing to give it a try, I felt like it was really mature on both ends, and I really appreciated how they had multiple conversations about this before jumping straight into it. I think Mark telling Eve what future Eve said, no, he shouldn't have done that. That was a big no-no. Because the thing is, what future Eve said was just emotionally manipulative at best, in my opinion. Like, she should not have said what she said. And of course, Eve felt away. Like, are you only getting with me because of what future me said? So it was just a lot. But they talked it out, and then they said, yeah, let's give it a shot. And they're dating, and I just... they look great. I love it. Oh, we even caught up with Amber for a second. #1 hater of Amber, but I appreciated her scenes here. What did they talk about? Really nothing. They just caught up. It wasn't awkward when she found out about her and Mark. She saw it too, but she's seeing someone new. And this is a spoiler if you haven't read the books, but I'm wondering if they're going to have her go into the abusive relationship that she ended up getting into in the books. In the books, I think the guy's name was Gary. And this guy's name is Kyle in the show. So I don't know if they're going to go that route. I don't know if they're going to give her much focus. We'll see. Okay, moving on from that. Oliver, Mark, Debbie. There's a lot to say on that, and I will get to that down the line. I will say, I think Mark and Debbie failed Oliver. And I think they are partly responsible for the lead up to Oliver basically killing the Mahler twins. Now, that's not to say Oliver's not a budding psychopath, okay? Because I saw his face. I saw his very bloody face after he killed the first Mahler twin. He liked it. And then he went to kill the second one. Bow! No remorse. Even when he ended up saying, oh, I get it. He didn't get it. That man wanted to kill, and he would do it again. And the fact that he said that he felt like Omni-Man was right in what he did, and there was no further conversation on that. Come on, y'all. Come on. Like, we gotta have a talk, because this is not okay. But yeah, I'll talk about that in my in-depth review. But I think with how Debbie and Mark tried to approach him, first getting his powers, being a superhero, they tried to police so much about Oliver and his day-to-day life. I just think that really led to the events that happened in the third episode? Yes, in the third episode. So, yeah. What else is there to talk about? Oh, Debbie. Let me ask you this. Why in this universe, why on this earth did you think it was appropriate to tell your new boyfriend about Mark and Nolan's secret identity. You didn't consult Mark, so that's like minus 1,000 points, okay? Minus 2,000 for being a mom. Like, why did you think that was appropriate? I was like fuming when this scene happened. And I can appreciate her apologizing to Mark, but at what cost? The damage is done to divulge such information to someone who you really don't know. You really don't know him. Yes, they've known each other for a long time. That means jack squat. You don't know who he's associated with. You don't know what he's doing after hours. And for someone whose whole thing is having trust issues, I just don't know what would lead her to divulge that. You literally just got into a relationship with him, like, nah. Moving on. Okay, so someone was spying on Mark throughout. I think I noticed it in the second episode and then through the third. Not sure who that is yet. I'm interested to see where that's gonna go. We caught up with Omni-Man once. He's becoming a bit buddy. He's starting to like Alan the alien, so that is very nice. I appreciated Cecil's backstory so much, just to kind of see how he got to where he is today and his moral compass and just like his viewpoints on certain things, to see where it was derived from. Amazing. I love it. What else? Gosh, even with Mark, like, Mark had moments, definitely like giving Omni-Man, definitely controlling, definitely like, sir, slow down, like, I don't know, but I still love him. So that's all I've got. I really enjoyed these episodes. Wonderful. Let me know what you guys thought or not. I will try to have the in-depth reviews out before next week's episode because I have plans tomorrow, so it's just not even gonna go. But between now and Wednesday, hopefully I'll have all 3 out for sure. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought or not. But either way, thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.